Well, the men's soccer team opens up league play this Wednesday at Spring Arbor, and before they start that, I'm joined today by their head coach, Gary Ross, to look back at the first half of the season for he and the Trojans. What's impressed you about the non-league portion of the schedule so far for you and the guys?
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing probably be just the grit and the fight that they've demonstrated. We've had 2 wins while being a man down, so we've gotten red cards, which maybe is another issue altogether, but we've been able to kind of fight back from that. One of the wins was actually a win where we scored 2 goals after being a man down. So I think there's kind of a resiliency to the guys. We went up to Madonna at their place and came away with a 1-1 draw, which is a good result. And so, yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think we've had just kind of this fight and this resiliency to kind of overcome some obstacles and whatnot. We've had some injuries, some season-ending injuries to 2 different players that have really impacted our lineup, and we've had to kind of figure out really honestly how to play a little bit differently than we otherwise wanted to. And so the guys have just been able to adapt, and they've been able to fight back. It's been great.
Your guys offensively have gotten a ton of penalty kicks here in the non-league portion of the schedule, and you're converting on most of them, so you're not getting those goals in the run of play, but you're still getting the goals anyway. Does that kind of change how you guys are attacking? Do you keep doing the same thing because you're going to get the goals either way?
Yeah, I think what causes the PKs by and large is speed, and so we've had a number of opportunities based on run of play activity, right? So I look at PKs as part of the run of play, right, because they're a direct consequence most of the time of you being in the box and doing something to make it difficult to defend. We've gotten tripped, a number of times and just taken down in very dangerous opportunities that we've created. So to me, I look at them all as the same. But yeah, and it really doesn't change the way we attack. I mean, I think our strength is on some of those guys who've drawn those fouls, right? That's where we're able to kind of make other teams a little bit nervous, and so we're just going to continue to make use of the strengths that we have and minimize our weaknesses and keep going.
Your senior keeper, Luke Williams, has taken his game to a whole nother level. What's it been like to watch him as a senior take it from where he was last year, where he was really, really good, to a whole nother step this year as a senior?
Yeah, I mean, he's I don't know. I mean, how do you quantify when someone is able to perform that well? Yeah, and he was injured for a good portion of his career off and on, right? And so this has been the first year that he's had, I think, just kind of a solid, full, he's strong, he's healthy, and I think what you're seeing is as a guy develops and he becomes older and he becomes kind of better with time as he sorts himself out and improves his own play. If he can remain healthy, like there's just that much more opportunity to become better and better. And so he's really developed his feet in the last year and a half to a point where we have no problem passing the ball to him or whatever. So there's that. Then there's just his sheer athleticism and his his talent of stopping PKs. We feel. I'm not all that nervous when, PKs happen because I'm like, man, he's got a really good chance of saving them just because he's very athletic. He's intuitive, usually makes the right, call in terms of what way to go and whatnot. So it's not like we want to be giving up a lot of PKs, but if they happen, it's not like we're sitting there thinking the end of the world is coming. So, yeah, it's just he's a solid rock in our back line, a foundation for sure.
And he got an assist earlier this year as well here at home, so that just adds to the dimension of what he can do, right?
Yeah, and I think that actually has everything to do with his increased strength and his increased ability with his feet. I mean, we've had a number of goals that have come from direct play from straight from his feet, right? So whatever we can do to make use of our talent, that's what we're trying to do.
2 games on the road to start league play. How does it do you try to emphasize that a little bit more, knowing you guys won't be here at home and have the crowd behind you in the first 2 league matches of the year in 2 really good places in Spring Arbor and Bethel?
Yeah, look, you got to play them at some point. You have to play on the road about as much as you have to play at home, and everyone has to face that, right? And it's always easier to play at home. But we've done just fine on the road so far this year. We've had 2 draws, 1 win and 1 loss, and so I think if we can. It'd be great to come out of the week with 2 W's. I think we have what it takes. Things are going to have to go our way a little bit. We're going to have to play really well both matches. But there's a lot of parity. If you look at the scores of like teams that are facing opponents that we've faced, it's very similar in terms of what we're seeing. And there's some it's always crazy in the Crossroads League. There's things that happen that you just, man, how did that go down? So we're just gonna take it one game at a time, and all the cliche stuff, right? Just take it one game at a time. Do the things that we do. Try not to look ahead too much, and just win the next moment.
Gary, thanks for the time. Best of luck this week. We can't wait to see you guys back here at home for your first league home match of the 2019.
Appreciate it. Yeah, looking forward to it.
That is men's soccer head coach Gary Ross joining me today to stay up to date with everything Taylor men's soccer. Just log on to athletics.taylor.edu.